Welcome back, guys. We're going to be going right into part 2 of our video, all the rap albums of 2023. Now be sure if you haven't checked it out already to go see part 1 on the channel. We're going to be talking details around the artist, samples they used on their album, other things like that. So alright, to kick off this back half, on June 30th, Lil Uzi Vert would bless us with the long-awaited Pink Tape. There was 2 singles off this album, being Just Wanna Rock, which actually got the Grammy nomination for Best Rap Song, and then Endless Fashion, which features Nicki Minaj. This album came with a huge range of sounds on it. You had the rock star stuff, you had the screamo, you had the metal sounds, pretty much anything you could ask for, even X2 taking it back to the old sound.
All of these dominant VV got ice on my neck like this shit was a trade. Man, this shit go break. Lil Uzi go break. I might map the rave. All black like it's crack. My every pink like my biggest app. Uzi rare updates.
You had songs like Suicide Doors being used for his openers at festivals, and Amped being another huge hype song off the album. And he did have a release party for this album, typed the Pink Tape Prom, and that came with a Gibbs and Hazard trailer too.
Fuck you and fuck your bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas. Y'all niggas try to ban me from this shit, but I came back. I do what I want, I do anything I please. I feel like bitch and I'm a crow.
And this did of course reach #1 on the Billboard 200. This might be one of the albums of the year too, depending on how you feel about that whole rock scream. And you know, recently Rolling Loud messed up the headline with Uzi Vert being on there. Who knows how that happened, but we got Future and Metro together doing a joint set. So that'll be fire. You guys can catch us there. Lucki would be the first artist to drop in July on the 7th, giving us Sex, Money, Drugs. And this would have songs like the highly anticipated 2021 vibes or the single No Bap. Other notable songs on there are Super Ski.
My bitch slimy too, and I made of that. You see fire when you get burnt, cause you play with that. I ain't go broke in a minute, but still feel like I made it back.
Or Whole World Slat. And the overall production was initially praised on this album. He's another artist known for that kind of scratchy mumble rap sound. And this album would hit 15 on the Billboard 200, and he had originally talked about it in 22 on an Instagram Live when he had said this would be his next album.
Look, it's not coming soon, but my next album named Sex, Money, Drugs.
So next we got the album of July, and probably the album of the year too. Travis Scott gave us Utopia. Now I have a whole other video on the channel dissecting all of the samples and kind of raking songs off that album. Feel free to check that out. Here's a link to that. It's up for the Grammy nomination, Best Rap Album. You know, he's been robbed of the Grammys in the past, so hopefully this time around he gets the spot he's been looking for. He talks about Astroworld on songs like My Eyes.
I replay them nights and right by my side, all I see is a sea of people that round me. If they just knew what Scotty would do to jump out the stage and say I'm a child.
You know, and there's obvious Kanye influences throughout the whole album, and he even helped co-write songs like Thank God, God's Country, and Telekinesis. And then of course this song went #1 on the Billboard 200. You know, it was #1 everywhere. But it actually held that spot for I think 4 weeks too. With the rollout, we had all of that kind of like Egyptian themed stuff, him being at the pyramids. That didn't end up happening, but we got Rome. But I thought the art style for the rollout was cool. I liked the tour. I didn't get a chance to go. I was super bummed about that. If you haven't, go ahead and treat yourself. Listen to something like I Know, My Eyes, Till Further Notice. There's plenty of good ones on there. Alright, moving into August, we got Trippie Redd giving us a Love Letter 5. Now he said that this is going to be the last love letter. That kind of makes me a little sad, you know, seeing where it's come from. The evolution of it over the years.
Love Letter to You 5 is gonna be, if not the best body of music I've ever did, one of them for sure. You know, this is the last one. Yeah, it's the last of Love Letter to You, so I done put my all into it. I've been working on it for like 3 to 4 years, dropping projects, but still having music tucked to the side for this project.
I'll never forget Stoves.
Made it out the trenches, nigga, made it out the mud.
And this album actually made it to 13 on the Billboard 200 with hit songs like Trip McKnight on there. You know, again, being known for like anime raps, things like that. And this was originally set to come out on August 4th, but there was some clearance problem, ended up getting pushed back a bit. But I had no complaints when it dropped. I thought him and Sky Morales did an amazing job on Took My Breath Away and A Feeling. Those are probably two of my favorite songs off the album. You know, people either hate or love Trippie, and you know, like, he really did come from that emo rap type era when he first started, and so that's what I think a lot of people do still hold on to him for, and it's not just that rage and hard rap songs. Now into September, on the 22nd, Lil Tecca gave us the album Tech, and he's always been known for having really good beats. You know, I like almost all the sounds he has. He had a lot of his songs really go big on TikTok. Two of the better known ones being 500 Pounds.
Yeah, not living enough. This blunt, I'm taking a puff. I'm starting to feel like it's us. No trust, so do as you must.
And Heaven on Earth. And those were singles alongside Need Me and Dead or Alive, with another popular song being Fell in Love featuring Carson.
I got these bands, now she can't get off me. There been a lot of niggas trying to cross me. No, it ain't shit to cut a nigga off. A blessing, a lesson, nigga, what you taught. You ain't heard what I heard. You ain't saw what I saw. I walk through TSA with contraband. I'm breaking the law.
Tecca has said this album is supposed to be a playlist of vibes. And the album cover is him standing around his accomplishments. It's supposed to show growth he's had over the years. Cool concept. And this album would take him to the number 11 spot on the Billboard 200. That same day, we got an album from Doja Cat too. This one was titled Scarlet, and it went huge on the charts and everything. It was obviously known for the song Paint the Town Red.
Bitch, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care, I paint the town red. She the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel.
Which got the Grammy nomination for Best Pop Solo Performance, as well as Attention getting 2 Grammy nominations for Best Melodic Rap Performance and Best Rap Song. It also contains songs like Agora Hills being huge on TikTok.
Whether they like or not, I wanna show you up, I wanna show you up.
She did get a lot of mixed reception and criticism around it when it dropped, mostly because of that whole like demonic look and all of the red that she was going for. And this album got her the number 4 spot on the Billboard 200. So a week later, Lil Wayne would put out The Fix Before the 6, and the only single released off of that album would be Cat Food. It had a rough reception by critics, mostly people saying that if this was the direction he took, it would maybe be the fall off of him. But it's Wayne, it's the go. Come on, fuck what the critics say. I think my favorite line on the album comes off of Tuxedo. It's the opener. Just listen to this.
Just cause I'm still on that pack, nigga. Still got 12 on my motherfucking back, nigga. Came home from jail, they was trying to send me back.
Other notable songs on there are To the Bank or Act Up. And this album would take him to number 40 on the Billboard. October 6th, Drake would drop For All the Dogs, which would be the number 1 album on the Billboard. He had Yeet on songs like IDGAF, worked on by Benny X.
I say whatever I want, yeah, I do whatever I want. I'm counting up money for fun.
And originally the name for his album was found in his book through a QR code he teased, where if you went to it and found the link, it would say, I made an album to go with the book. They say they miss the old Drake. Girl, don't tempt me. For All the Dogs. This old Drake referring to his old sounds he used to put out more in that R&B feel, and he slowly started releasing the features at various shows leading up to the album dropping. And then we also found out that his son Adonis was the one responsible for the cover art.
Man.
And the album did get a pushback from its original release date, but being that it's Drake's album, it's more fitting that it drops in October anyways. So October 13th, we would get 3 different albums that day. First off being Carson's A Great Chaos. The single off this album would be the hit song I Need You, that was put out on February 14th for his love interest. And we also had plenty of snippets come out for the album leading up to, one of the most notable being Jennifer's Body. And he has the obvious hit that we all know on there being Fighting My Demons, and he just got the music video done with Cole Bennett on that too.
Where the fuck my blunt? Where the fuck my cup? Where the fuck my reef? I'm smoking on kids. I'm smoking on kids. You know I'm a cheaper.
So he's really been leveling up, you know. You can't say he's underground by any means anymore. I'd say on this next one, that's probably going to be what takes him all the way, because he hasn't missed yet. And then of course he's got the other Opium member, Destroy Lonely, with him. They're on the track Singapore. And then they're also on the track Like This, which features Uzi as well. And now he did have a confirmed date for the release on Twitter, but that did get pushed back a couple times. He said it wasn't his fault though, he couldn't control it. But October 6th we did get a pre-save link to it. And then October 11th the whole album actually got leaked, so. And then he just went and dropped it 2 days later. This album would go up to number 11 on the Billboard. The second one we got that day was Offset. He gave us Set It Off. And I felt like this one didn't get that much coverage, or it didn't get talked about much. Like, I know we had Say My Grace, that one was kind of hyped up, but other than that, and once it dropped, I felt like it just kind of topped off. No one really said much. But they showed up, because this album is solid through and through. Yeah, there's honestly not much to skip on this album. So this is Offset's first album of him just going full solo into his career and following the loss of Takeoff. And it's a pretty good way to start too, getting number 5 on the Billboard 200. Other great songs on there being Fan.
Everybody niggas and them bitches fuck. Everybody fuck the niggas and them bitches fuck the niggas. Girl, fuck that nigga, he ain't bout shit. You can be my engineer, shout it how you bouncing.
Or Don't You Lie. And then the track featuring Don Toliver, Worth It. The third album we got that day was from Gucci Mane, and that was going to be A Breath of Fresh Air. And now Gucci is a legend in the rap game. You know, regardless of where he's at now or the music he's putting out, you can't talk down on him by any means. And there's some tracks on here that I do really like. You've got Key Glock on Glizzock and Wizzop.
Niggas tried to count me out, they miscounted the wrong amount. Killers took, don't ring them up, it's random if I bring them out. Oh, you gotta crash, damn it, think before you send them out. His brain left on the dashboard, we all see what he thinking about.
Hey, it's Glizzock and Guwop, we so icy, nigga, you not.
Roddy Ricch on the track Pissy, and Kodak Black on King Snipe. This album wouldn't get too much traction though, only reaching the spot of 141 on the Billboard 200. So on November 10th, Trippie Redd put out Saint Michael, and now that is a tribute to his son who had just been birthed, and he actually ended up canceling his tour for that too. And there was little to no promo at all for this album too. He did release, I think, November 8th. He had put on an Instagram story that there would be a surprise this Friday. And he had always talked about it being a 2-part album. Now Trippie's always been someone that's known for putting a lot of music out, but I'm glad he does. This album we got the song Popular, which is probably one of my favorite songs of the year.
Yeah, I'm having all types of this shit, I'm having a lot of it. God bless me and shit, no I won't swap it. I'm on this journey alone, no ain't no stopping it. Skeletons in my home like fucking coffin. I did a lot for this shit, you know I'm popping it.
It also has the song Pepe Lit on there, which is a remix, and it honestly goes hard. I know people say that he says lit like 30 times, but if you can get past that.
She gon' spark a blunt and get high like me. Bet your boyfriend ain't fly like me. Pop a Percocet, float to the sky like me. And the bullshit really so beyond me. Yeah, this shit lit.
This album would hit a top spot of 161 on the Billboard 200. Now that same day, Kodak Black dropped an album too, titled When I Was Dead, and this one would actually reach 74 on the Billboard 200 despite not having that great of ratings. It would have 2 singles off the album, Ease Your Mind and Tootsie, with one of the biggest tracks on there being Hope You Know. Another one to check out too that's kind of got a bop to it would be Let Me See. So for the last album of November, 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne gave us Welcome to Collegrove 2. And if you didn't know, that's a mashup of the 2 places they grew up, being College Park, and Hollywood Grove. This album came with 3 singles, one of those being Crazy Thick, which gives us a little throwback to Hit Us off the Carter 5.
I don't know, but I know I did perform at this badass bitch birthday party recently. She was crazy, stupid.
It also came with 21's popular feature on Big Diamonds, and it has a crazy beat switch on G6 too. But the song that stands out from the rest on this album has gotta be Long Story Short. That's a masterpiece of a song. I've been bumping that one ever since I heard it come out.
Wake up, light the blunt I put out for I fell asleep. My bitch look like she Cherokee. My crib look like I'm selling keys. My dick feel like some therapy. About that life I guarantee you living life vicariously. This life gonna be the death of me.
Alright, to finish this year off, December 8th, Nicki Minaj gave us Pink Friday 2. So this one soared right up to #1 on the Billboard, and it actually won the most vinyl sales for a female rap album in history. And this album had lots of well-known samples all through it. On Are You Gone Already, that samples When the Party's Over by Billie Eilish.
Tore my shirt to stop you bleeding.
Barbie Dangerous samples Notorious Thug by B.I.G.
Armed and dangerous, ain't too many can bang with us. Straight up, we no angel dust.
FTCU samples F the Club Up by Waka Flocka Flame.
Fuck the club up, fuck the club up. What?
Everybody samples Move Your Feet by Junior Senior. Red Ruby to Sleeve samples Never Leave You by Lumindy. Pink Friday Girl samples Girls Wanna Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Super Freaky Girl samples Super Freak by Rick James.
She's a super freak, she's super freaking.
My Life samples Heart of Glass by Blondie. And Just the Memories samples Stop Living to Pass by Beanie Man.
Memories don't live like people do.
The first we ever heard of this album was back in June. She had tweeted out PF2. And then if you remember, originally she had a date set in October. And then that ended up getting pushed to November 17th. And then finally that got pushed back to her birthday. Just due to like physical copies not being available, something like that. But it fits better to have her album coming out, you know, on her birthday in December anyways. So there you go, man. We had a lot of music coming out, and we still got more coming, you know. We had Vultures just have their listening party. You know, of course, Carti was late, so we didn't get to see him pop out at the party. So I know we're all looking forward to that. And then something else I know we're looking forward to even more. We got Carti dropping music. We had the rollout just start. We've gotten, I think, 3-4 songs out now. We got Tundra / Hood by Air. You've got 2024. You've got You're the Moon / Different Day. And then we had his birthday party where I think we got 4 new tracks off there. A little snippet with Travis, snippet with Uzi. So a lot of stuff's coming. It's happening fast too. We've got the tour starting on the 14th of January. That shit's right around the corner. He had moved the tour date back. We all know about that. I'll see you guys in February for the Crypto Arena show. There's been rumor of a possible Tyler feature too. And we'll see if we keep getting stuff from Swamp Izzo. He's pretty big in the ATL community. A lot of people have been asking where he's from. But yeah, he's well known there. And of course the debate if we'll get Rockstar or Pop Out on the album. Those two are ragers for sure. But yeah, anyways guys, we got a lot of new music coming. I'm excited. I know you are too. I can't wait to be there at the festival and see it all with you guys too. So stay tuned. And yeah, we'll see you at the show. Peace.